The 1Sambayan opposition coalition will be launching an online platform to select its candidates for the 2022 national elections. Spokesman Attorney Howard Calleja is joining us on the phone to tell us more. Good afternoon, Attorney, or good evening rather. How will this...
Good evening, Sean.
Yes, thanks for joining us. Attorney, how will this online platform work and how much weight will it actually have in the actual selection process?
Sean, our selection would be based on a lot of, at least four data sets. This would be one of the data sets that would be taken into consideration. We will open this link, this portal on June 12, as you already stated. But of course, as we open the portal, we will also explain that part of the data set are, for example, track record, honesty, integrity, character, and another one would be readiness to launch a credible national election. So all of this would be taken into consideration when we choose our candidate. However, this portal that we were opening is something that is new, and we will ask for the participation not only of the members of 1Sambayan, but also of the entire public. So we would like to show that 1Sambayan is really an inclusive coalition. We are not taking out anyone, but we are hoping that those that are really loving of the Filipino people and of the country, good governance, and the rule of law and the Constitution will participate in this process.
All right. Now, VP Robredo commented or said that the opposition must only field one candidate for the presidential race. How does this all tie in with a statement from the Vice President?
Yes, that is what 1Sambayan is trying to achieve to do. What we are working very hard as we establish our organization around the whole Philippines, and including our migrant workers and OFW, is really to present an alternative candidate to the Duterte administration, a single slate that will ensure unity for the Filipino people and a majority win for the candidate of the opposition.
All right. Now, on the other hand, we have Pala spokesman Roque saying that the opposition should instead field 1,000 bets. What do you have to say about that?
Are we still listening to spokesman Roque? or are we listening to his jokes still?
All right, Attorney, let's change that question now. There's also talk that the President is open to running as Vice President. Any reactions now to a possible Duterte tandem come next year?
That is their option. Any Filipino is within the qualifications under the Constitution is allowed to run. Whether it is legal for the President to slide down to Vice President and run may be a legal question that would be settled before election. But whether he runs or not, I don't think it should deter the 1Sambayan and the opposition from fielding an alternative candidate, because we feel that the administration has revealed its weakness, its ineptness, incompetence, and I think once the opposition reveals its candidate and its competent and capable candidate, together with a solid platform for the development and recovery of the Philippines, I do not fear any candidate from the administration. But with our united front, I am confident that we will win, and we will win by a majority come May 9, 2022.
That's right. Now, a lot of campaigns, not in the Philippines perhaps, but in other countries, attorney, have been won on the premise or the platform of handling the pandemic a bit differently than their predecessors. How does 1Sambayan propose to do things differently, at least on the issue of handling the pandemic?
Yes, Sean, we have seen this pandemic has been handled very bad. We are not only a laggard in the international, in the regional standing, but we've really seen that this pandemic has been treated um, just to prop up the government rather than really to solve the pandemic for the people. What we in 1Sambayan will project or give to the people is a roadmap to recovery, not only for the pandemic, but a roadmap for an economic recovery. Because we have seen that our economy fall. So I think both our health recovery and economic recovery will be addressed. And a roadmap will be given by the 1Sambayan coalition.
All right, of late, of course, Attorney Calleja, it has not escaped anyone's notice that sovereignty issues are also coming to the fore. Does the opposition have a different stand? I mean, we have heard, of course, that there are different stands, at least on the issue of the West Philippine Sea when it comes to, the opposition. How will you guys proceed on this very sensitive topic?
So I think the 1Sambayan has been very clear. We have been trumpeting the protection and defense of our sovereignty and sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea. Our chairman and lead convener, together with our two lead conveners, actually, Justice Tony Carpio and Ambassador Albert Del Rosario, have been in the forefront of really fighting for the territorial integrity and sovereign rights and sovereignty over the West Philippine Sea. So I think the candidates that we will espouse would have a strong conviction to really protect and promote the interest of the Filipino people, and not to puppet or speak the context of the Chinese people. So we feel it would be a Team Philippines against the Duterte Team Communist China.
All right, we appreciate the time you took to talk to us. Attorney Howard Calleja, spokesperson and convener of 1Sambayan Coalition.